Hey, this is Byron Bradford, aka Brad, bringing you today B12 Fitness Group, B12 Fitness Group, www.b12training.fit.com. Hey, go there for your latest shakes, amino acids, proteins, bars, anything you need. By the way, everything that we have is NSF certified, meaning it's certified for sports. It is a safe product. So go check out the website. Again, for those veterans in crisis, 1-877-424-3838. 1-877-424-3838. If you have any veterans in need a hand or somebody to talk to, hey, reach out to that phone number again. One more time, 1-877-424-3838. Again, it's your boy Byron Bradford, aka Brad, coming to you today. And we're going to talk about the Beige Book. The Beige Book is basically a summary commentary of current economic conditions from the failed federal districts, banking districts. And I'm going to go over today the one in Dallas, Texas. All right, so I got it right here. Got this, I think, last week on this based off July 20th. It comes out every quarter. I get it emailed to me again, the Federal Reserve Bank of Dallas. Now I'm only going to talk about, I'm going to go over the summary of economic activity, but I'm also going to talk about the first paragraph. They talk about employment and wages, okay? Summary of economic activity. The 11th district economy regained its footing following unprecedented declines in the previous two reporting periods. Activity in the manufacturing and service sectors began rebounding as did retail spending. However, the level of output and demand remained below pre-COVID levels. Loan values contracted at a modest pace, and drilling activities fell to new lows. Activity in the housing market expanded, with new home sales outperforming activity in the existing home market. Employment stabilized according to the contacts that they deal with. But overall, labor market conditions remained weak. Wages were flat to slightly up, and while input costs rose modestly, selling prices generally dipped further. Outlooks improved, but a weak economy depressed activity in the energy sector, and the resurgence of COVID-19 infections and a pause in the reopening of the district economy were causing concerns among contacts. Okay, that's just a summary of summation of what Dallas went through that quarter. Very interesting. And to say loan values contracted at a modest pace, so it didn't just do a V shape. It kind of did I guess like a U, a U, and not a dramatic drop, but a kind of a U-turn there, what you look for when you have a contraction and expansion in an economy. Yeah, NBA's paying off now. So you want to, I don't have a board here, but a U shape and not a V shape. And we've been hearing the V shape thing. People think it's going to happen, but most likely you're going to have a U and it's going to go back up and it's going to contract again. That's just the way it works. Now I'll talk about the employment and wages. Most contacts reported holding employment steady, as you were. Manufacturing service sectors employment was flat with scattered reports of hiring, while energy contracted. 43% of respondents to June Dallas Fed survey of 400, I don't get these surveys, so I don't know who they're surveying, but survey of 400 Texas manufacturing service firms indicated reduced employment levels due to COVID-19. And among those groups, 26% said it would take more than a year to get back to pre-COVID levels. And 19% said they don't ever expect employment to get back to pre-COVID levels. Something to think about, ladies and gentlemen. Also, many contacts cited challenges of bringing workers back, giving rising infection rates, quarantine employees, and confirmed COVID-19 cases among staff. Wages were flat to slightly up. However, airlines and energy firms, among other, noted pay cuts and freezes or furloughs. Companies looking to hire along with staffing firms noted difficulty recruiting due to lack of applicants and or high unemployment insurance benefits. So we know two things: that the unemployment benefits, they're going to go down. That's currently in Congress as we speak. They want to go from, I think, 600 to 200. That's in the works. I'm not sure how that's going to go. I'm not a psychic. I'm only reporting what I see, what they're talking about in Congress as we speak about it right now at the moment. They want to go, One group wants 600, one group says 200. So at some point, um, they have to make a decision. They have to make a decision to which direction they want to go. Um, so for the most part, we can all be in agreement that things will probably not go back to pre-COVID levels for a while. Now, with that being said, I was reading the USA Today and got some more data reference. They talked about a sale of durable goods being strong in June, 7.3% in June. Even though with durable goods, that's something that's going to last for 3, 4, 5 years. All right, so orders for big ticket manufacturing goods sold solidly at 7.3% in June, the second big monthly gain. I wonder, okay, if everybody is out of work or potentially out of work, where do you think the extra money is coming from? Where are people getting money to spend, especially when you're talking about 70% of our GDP is based off of consumerism. So where is this extra money coming from? Just think about that. I'm not going to elaborate on it, but put two and two together. Okay. Uh, the Commerce Department, so this is national, the Commerce Department said Monday that the June gain in durable good orders followed even a bigger 15.1% increase in May. A closely watched gauge in businesses investment posted 3.3% increase in June after a 1% increase rise in May, 1.6% increase rise in May. So even during the pandemic, you're going to tell me that we still manage to buy durable goods, which are goods that are not like you're going to buy groceries, but people are having time and money to go spend on things that, well, maybe they're increasing their back. If they're homeowners, they're staying in the backyard longer. They're buying 65-inch television TVs. I don't know. I haven't done that research. But anyway, but people are spending. They're spending. So, and with that, with the economy contracting, people not getting sick, not going back to work, we may need to rethink how we're allocating our funds. I'll just put it that way. There was another article that caught my attention. Oh, by the way, if you're not aware, banks are cutting credit card limits as we speak, so they can cut their risk. So yeah, you heard me correctly. Banks are cutting credit card limits so they can cut their risk. The risk, not risk, but their risk. So with that being said, let me see. Like the guy here, Matt Schultz, says it's all about managing risk for the banks. Credit chief for analysts for Lending Tree. Things are so volatile, things are changing so quickly that banks don't necessarily know where the risk is and who's risky and who is not. Because again, people are not going back to work, and banks don't want to have it. So basically, if you got let's say if you had a 9,000 credit limit and you haven't used that card in a while, they might come back and cut that in half to 4,500. All of a sudden, your credit score drops. So I will say be cognizant of what your credit score is, because I think it says 1 in 4 people, 1 in 3 cardholders said they saw their credit limit reduced on at least one card in the past 60 months. So 1 in 3 people had their credit card limit reduced in the last 60 days. So you need to be informed. Check your credit cards. Make sure you know what your limit is, because if they took some credit from you, that's going to adversely affect your credit score. And you don't want to try to go get something and be surprised, like, wow, when did my score drop down to, to this? It was this before. Well, when your credit limit went down, it's a second and third order effects of that. So they want to mitigate their risk. When the economy's doing great, banks don't mind giving credit. When they think you have a job, they don't mind loaning you credit for a mortgage or whatever the case may be. And again, if you're trying to get a mortgage, you're trying to get a home or something, or get a car, and you haven't checked your credit score in the last, let's say, 90 days, and then when the bank or your car lot people pull in, you're like, well, I had this, how did I get that? And then you realize, man, they took $5,000 or $10,000 from me. So yeah, that's going to adversely affect your credit standing. So make sure you're tracking that stuff anywhere. Again, I found this article by Susan Tomper in the USA Today. Action in this title, action sometimes surprise consumer. Action sometimes is a surprise to consumers. So don't let that be a surprise. Okay. Again, this message is brought to you today by the Bradford Files, Byron Bradford, aka Brad. Everybody call me. Again, this is brought to you by B12training.fit.com, B12 Fitness Group, B12training.fit.com. Go to www.b12training.fit.com. Get your latest shakes, proteins, amino acids. We got bars. Again, NCAA compliant, NSF certified. Everything you need to stay in shape and stay fit and stay healthy, by the way. And also, Veterans in Crisis, 1-877-424-3838, 1-877-424-3838 for Veteran in Crisis. Until we meet again, we talked about the Beige Book, economic conditions. You can go find the information on the website as well. All right. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.